Joining me in making this special announcement this afternoon are Dr. John Kelly, President of Florida Atlantic University, Dr. Jason Halstrom, who is Executive Director of FAU's Institute for Sensing and Embedded Network Systems Engineer, otherwise known as iSense, and CS3 Deputy Director and Chief Resource Officer, and Chris Roog, who is Director of the city's Community and Redevelopment Agency. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. This new initiative is poised to accelerate our city's adoption of smart city technology, which will make our city more efficient, livable, equitable, and safe. The Engineering Research Center for Smart Streetscapes, also known as CS3, was spearheaded by our friends at Florida Atlantic University, Columbia University, and their partners. CS3 was made possible with a $26 million grant from the National Science Foundation, which will provide its support for the next 5 years. In addition to our aforementioned partners, I also wish to thank our partner cities and our Mobility Intelligence Project partners, Knight Foundation and the Community Foundation of Palm Beach and Martin counties. West Palm Beach is one of 3 cities nationwide to receive the CS3 designation, which aims to address emerging urban challenges that threaten livability, safety, and inclusion. It has the potential to improve quality of life and well-being for all of our residents. The West Palm Beach test bed is on Clematis Street, where, you might remember, FAU installed 50 sensors as part of the Mobility Intelligence Project. Announced in December 2021, the Mobility Intelligence Project studied the mobility patterns of pedestrians, cyclists, and vehicles following the city's streetscape investments on Clematis Street. The CS3 test bed in our city will continue FAU's research in West Palm Beach. In effect, our downtown now becomes a smart cities laboratory, bringing talented people and additional private companies that will partner in this exciting endeavor. CS3 in West Palm Beach paves the way for future technological advances in our city. This sets the stage for corridors for bikes and scooters, improvements to how people move throughout our city, adjustments and permanent fixes to traffic problems, and more efficient and more equitable services provided by the city. As we move forward, we intend to engage with our residents to identify how this data will maintain and improve the livability, equity, and safety of our community. The future is here. The possibilities are endless. Next, I would like to invite Dr. John Kelly to speak more about this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But a brief introduction, not so brief. In March 2014, Dr. John Kelly arrived in Boca Raton to become the 7th president of Florida Atlantic University. He hit the ground running, immersing himself in the life of our community with high energy and great enthusiasm. Dr. Kelly has made a tremendous difference at the university, and his vision is helping to make FAU America's fastest improving university. Since 2020, FAU has been recognized as one of the nation's top public universities by U.S. News and World Report. The university also is ranked in the top 40 for social mobility, making FAU one of the best schools in the nation for both access and excellence. As a result of its rapid improvement, FAU continues to receive millions of dollars in performance-based funding, which is being used to provide more technological and academic support, increase competitive scholarship packages, and develop more programs to prepare our students for the future. Dr. Kelly's leadership is increasing FAU's student success, retention, and graduation rates, all measures of the return on investment for our students and their families. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming FAU President, Dr. John Kelly.
Thank you very much, Mayor. It's a wonderful time to be here as the university is evolving and the city is evolving. But we also experience a number of issues, traffic congestion, those kinds of issues that most cities face. But particularly as many people moving to Florida these days, it's in abundance. You can see it on I-95. You can see it on almost any street going into a city along I-95. With that said, there has to be better systems employed. It needs to be a new way of thinking about the way we manage traffic flow, the way we manage our downtown areas, the way we manage the cities, and the way we manage our institutions. Frequently, universities go to the National Science Foundation and they'll request funding for a very specific, very tight project. It might be about something to deal with your health, very specific project. It might be something to deal with an application, but a very specific, tight application. When we decided that we were going to try to take a broader approach to some of these things at the institution, we felt like we needed great thought leaders. You needed people who could think outside the normal. So it's not just sending in a piece of paper with a lot of thought into it, hoping that a funding agency looks at that and sees the value and then returns it. It's about participating in a change and evolution of the way we think. And when the NSF came out with this specific area of expertise that they were seeking, one of the natural things for us to do was take a look at our College of Engineering, who's very used to the idea of doing expertise training and focusing on getting students ready for the marketplace for all the new technologies to come, but just as importantly, to do research that has application, things that will make a difference and things that will matter. So there was this kind of coming together of two entities, the National Science Foundation, the Engineering College, and then a guy named Jason Halstrom. Jason Halstrom is one of the 4 pillar directors at the university. And when I call them pillar directors, you can think of the architectural analogy of what a pillar is like, pillars and platforms. Pillars are the things you stand up because you know they're the best of anything in the country. And we got that with Jason Halstrom. We have 4 pillar directors at the university working on everything from brain diseases to the applications you'll hear more about today. But the exciting thing is to compete against the very best of the best in the country and to bring that idea right here to Palm Beach and right here to West Palm Beach. It's very exciting for us. This is our hometown. And so we love the idea that we'll be able to practice what we preach in the hometown. Not only will you have the opportunity for the best of the faculty to be here, but you will also have his graduate students, all from engineering, maybe from other disciplines, also able to participate. It's a transformational moment for the city. It's a transformational moment for the university, and I could not be more proud of the partnership that we've shared over the years. I'll stop there and let you listen to the real expert, Jason Halstrom. Jason came from Ohio, had a circuitous route, worked with me at the same time I was at Clemson University. And then when I came here, I was delighted that Jason was here. And Jason is the thought leader for us relative to our smart sensing technology. Jason?
Thank you for that incredibly gracious introduction. Mayor James, President Kelly, thanks so much for the opportunity to address this audience today. And it is really my distinct privilege to introduce the new Nsf Erc for Smart Streetscapes. The Engineering Research Center's program is one of the nation's flagship investment areas for catalyzing our shared engineering research enterprise in the years ahead. To quote NSF Director Dr. Panchanathan, in a world of ever-accelerating change, the Nsf Erc program remains one of our most important tools for meeting the challenges of today and for meeting the challenges of tomorrow and building a brighter future. And so we could not be more ecstatic to join the cohort of 15 active ERCs. So this program, when it was launched in 1985, since then, the NSF has invested approximately $2 billion into the ERC program, and that's resulted in 75 ERCs total that have produced more than $75 billion in products and services that have been delivered to the U.S. economy. So that's an incredible return on the nation's investment. So we're so inspired when we look ahead at what the future holds and the future that we're going to build together with our partners in the city of West Palm Beach and with so many friends and so many supporters throughout Palm Beach County. Now, there are 93 folks who partnered with us to bring this to life in the city of West Palm Beach, and that list is too long to enumerate here, but I do want to take a moment just to acknowledge and express our sincere gratitude not only to the Knight Foundation, but to the Community Foundation of Palm Beach and Martin counties. Without their support, this award would just simply not be possible. So what is this ERC for Smart Cities all about? What are Smart Streetscapes? Fundamentally, this is a center that has a 10-year mission to advance engineering research, to advance engineering education, with a goal of delivering transformative improvements in livability, safety, and inclusivity of our streetscapes, of those public spaces that we all share, of our streets, of our sidewalks, of our green spaces, of our parks, of our green markets. So over the next 10 years, our team is going to pioneer new technology, and we're going to deliver that technology in the city of West Palm Beach to permeate our streetscapes with hyper-local, real-time intelligence, with a deep understanding of the complex dynamics of our urban environment. So you can think of this as being the start of a new app store, but it's an app store for smart cities. So this is a digital layer that overlays our physical infrastructure in the cities to provide benefits for all. Now, providing benefits for all is an important message. This isn't just a center that's focused on building new tech. This is a center that's focused on how we build that tech. We're talking about public spaces, and public spaces, by definition, belong to us. They belong to the public. They belong to residents. When we collect data in public spaces, when we build applications in public spaces, we have to be sure that that data and those applications serve the public good, that they serve residents. And that requires a different engineering model. That requires an engineering model that we've been building at Florida Atlantic. So this is an engineering model that invites everyone to have a seat at the table, that leverages our collective voice to deliver these transformative improvements that we're all looking so forward to. So we call that model co-production, and that's intended to evoke in your mind the notion of working together. So co-production isn't about a transaction. So we're not going to go work in a lab and deliver technology at the doorsteps of City Hall or dump it in residents' laps. That's not the idea. The idea is to co-produce, to be partners in the development of the technology, to be partners in the evaluation of the technology, and to be co-auditors of that technology with all of our partners, our industry partners, our municipal partners, our community partners, and most importantly, with our residents. Now, that's a model that will begin with public training events designed to empower our communities with an understanding of the promise that these technologies hold and also the risks that some of these technologies hold so that they can help us to collectively chart the future of their streetscapes together. Now, this is a model that we vetted in 2019 when we launched the Mobility Intelligence Project. Now, when we started that project, the idea was to address three simple questions leveraging this concept of hyperlocal sensing, hyperlocal intelligence. Where do people want to go in the downtown? How do they get there? What are the challenges that they face along the way? So that's what that project was about. That's what that project continues to be about. And our process of inviting everyone to have a seat at the table has resulted in a system that's deployed today along Clematis from the Great Lawn by Flagler all the way down to Rosemary, and it continues to expand. And today it's providing real-time information about how pedestrians move throughout the downtown. It's providing that in real time, and it's providing that in a fully anonymized way. That delivers deep insights into how the downtown works, and it provides insights into how the downtown might work better to serve residents. That's what this program is about. But when you take a look at that technology, there are some things that stand out. You won't see cameras littered down Clematis Street. We're not collecting private information of any kind. We're not doing any kind of deep packet inspection. So there's nothing like that. And in fact, every piece of information that we collect is delivered on the website in real time back to the community. There is nothing private about this project or any of the projects that we're planning over the next 10 years. That's an unusual engineering model. That's an engineering model where we started with constraints that made the development harder. It would have been easier to go to a lab and to build out technology that had nothing but LiDAR and cameras all along Clematis. We could have solved the problem much more quickly. It would have been easier, but it was the wrong model. The model that we've deployed along Clematis is the right model, and it's a model that emerged because we were listening, because we listened to the needs, we listened to the sensitivities of the communities that the technology serves. And that's what CS3 is all about. Now, this is just the beginning. This is just our first application. We're at day 0 of a 10-year adventure together. And we're going to be building out new applications in the city of West Palm along 5 thematic areas. We're going to be building applications in road safety and traffic efficiency. We're going to be building out applications in public safety, in assistive technologies, and we're going to be building out applications in the future of outdoor work and hyperlocal environmental sensing. Together, we've positioned the city of West Palm Beach and Florida Atlantic University as national leaders in smart cities. And working together, we're poised to deliver transformative improvements in the livability, in the safety, and in the inclusivity of the public spaces that we all share. And so with that, it's really my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Christopher Roog, the Executive Director of the Community Redevelopment Agency, who's been just an amazing partner throughout this, not only with the Mobility Intelligence Project, but also with the new ERC. So Chris, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This can't just to continue to echo the excitement of this project, to be able to have an engineering research center in the city of West Palm Beach is just really a badge of honor and to be part of that project. So with the addition of the Engineering Research Center in the city of West Palm Beach, our streets will now be experiment locations for cutting-edge technology. Each year, the city is embarking on improvements to our streets and parks and other important infrastructure. By layering in technology with our public projects, city staff will receive insights through real-time data that will help us improve traffic, program parks, and plan for continued growth. This year alone, the city and CRA will embark on 3 new large street and alleyway projects that can be planned for the installation of equipment that will be part of this engineering research center. These projects include working with private developers to create attractive public places that we can measure the usage by people. These projects include Chase and Trinity, Rosemary Avenue from 3rd Street to 10th Street, and the north alleyway between Clematis and Banyan Boulevard. While we improve on the understanding of our city with the technology, we are still maintaining privacy. People's personal privacy has always been a cornerstone of the Mobility Intelligence Project. The project will continue to maintain this privacy aspect by collecting only data that is needed for the center's goals and that is completely anonymous. In no way will information from people's personal cell phones or devices be shared or sold from the work done with the ERC. And then lastly, I do want to acknowledge a couple of really important ladies that helped with this project at its beginning. They're associated with Knight and also at the time FAU, now with the Community Foundation. But MK Morales, who was pivotal in really helping coordinate all this together. And then also she couldn't be with us today, but has always been a champion of the city of West Palm Beach, Lily Weinberg with the Knight Foundation. And then I do want to take a moment, being an FAU alumni, to say go Owls, because it is a proud badge of honor to be part of this project as well. Thank you so much, Mayor James.
Thank you, Chris. So in closing, allow me to put this in some perspective. West Palm Beach has a high number of patent holders and entrepreneurs based upon the studies that we've done. The city is seeing a record amount of investment in corporate relocations, you may have heard. We now have high-speed rail with Brightline and new transit systems. We are bringing smart city technology to the city. We are working every day to be a sustainable and resilient city and a world leader in addressing climate change. The CS3 initiative affirms West Palm Beach's position as a future high-tech city. Now, if you will allow me a point of personal privilege, finally, as a symbol of my appreciation for this monumental partnership, I would like to present President Kelly with a key to the city. President Kelly, if you will come up. President Kelly, we're truly honored to have been included in this initiative, which uses science to create a better downtown experience for our residents, business owners, and visitors. Thank you, sir, very much. Thank you. Absolutely. And with that, we'll take any questions. Okay. Thank you all again for coming, and this is exciting for the city, for the university. Thank you.